What is up, everyone? So today I have a review of the MX Master, the MX Master 2S, a comparison between them, whether or not one's better than the other, which one you should purchase, the price that it comes in at, and how you're going to link these to your computer, whether or not it's with the Unify receiver or via Bluetooth. So let's get into this review and see what it's all about. Okay, so they both come with the micro USB connection right here. Nothing different. Um, Everything on the bottom's the same. The sides are the same. The back is the same. The sides are the same as far as the wheels and the buttons here. And then also the spines, the curvature of your arch right here where your hand's going to rest, and the palm swell, that's all exactly the same. The only difference is the actual branding up in the front with the buttons themselves. One says Logitech. This is the MX Master. And then the MX Master 2S says Logi. And then your Unify receivers. Okay. So the MX Master came with this one that says Logi, which is kind of weird. And then also you got the orange little star thing and the orange board as well. The blue one, the newer one, has Logitech written on the back, the little orange Unify thing, and then of course the white trim and then the white board itself. This one's kind of weird because it's loose, so I'm trying to shake it. You can't really hear it, but if I tap it, you can hear that it's loose. And that's this back piece. You might even be able to see it wiggle. This one's really solid. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Both of these, this one looks dated. This one looks like it should belong to the newer version. Kind of weird. Maybe it's just depending on the batch you get. I don't know. So keep that in mind when purchasing these, that this doesn't dictate how new it is. Okay, to pair either one of these mice up, all you need to do is, if you're going to use the Unify receiver, all you need to do is plug this into the computer. And then what you do is, there's instructions on the bottom, typically a little sticker that you got to pull off. All you do is turn it on, decide whether or not you want it on 1, 2, or 3, and these are the devices it could be paired to without having to repair. So typically I'll put the Unify receiver on 1, and I'll get to the reason why. You can put it on 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. And then I'll click over to Bluetooth and then activate the Bluetooth as 2. The reason why I would say to use the Unify receiver is because when your computer starts up, your mouse doesn't kick in right away. It takes a little bit of time for the Bluetooth to recognize it before it allows you to start moving. Maybe it's 30 seconds or so as the computer boots. But this Unify receiver activates right away. So that's why I use this versus Bluetooth. And not all devices have Bluetooth, so keep that in mind. All right. And the same goes for the MX Master, the first gen. Now, as far as pairing your device to the app, I recommend to download the app for sure, so that way you could program each one of these buttons on the device itself. So what it allows you to do is, this mouse is fully programmable. You could program the center button here for DPI or whatever it is you want. These side buttons are fully programmable. You could program them to copy, paste, scroll, whatever it is. Same thing with this rotating button. And the neat thing about the MX Master series is you have a button on your thumb rest here. Whether or not you want that to crop or whatever it is, shut down your whole computer, you're able to program that as well. Okay. And then also when you program these mice, you could program multiple mice on that app, to that single app, so you could use 2 if you wanted to. So you're not limited to what you could do with the MX Master series and the app that Logitech provides. Okay, so the price point. The MX Master, you're looking at about $50 to $60 new. The MX Master 2, you're looking about that $60 range, to about $70 new. And then the MX Master 3, you're going to be paying around that $100 range. The benefits to having the blue version is it holds its value. So if you're looking at a brand new blue MX Master, be prepared to pay a premium of around $100. The used ones are selling for that $60 range, so keep that in mind if you're into this limited edition color. Okay, so as far as runtime is concerned, you're looking at 40 days with the MX Master and about 70 days with the MX Master 2. So depending on your workload, might sway you to buy one over the other as well. But don't let that default you. What you can do in a pinch is plug it in direct and run it wired while it's charging. So that's a benefit too. So don't pay the premium if you don't have to. Also, if you're working on a Mac device and a Windows device, by purchasing the MX Master 2S, what you can do is basically use the mouse from one computer screen, say your PC, and then scroll your mouse over or drag over whatever application you have, and you could drop it into the Mac app, and it'll be real fluid. So it's not like you would have to select this and pair to another device. It would automatically allow you to transfer a file from one PC to the Mac or one PC to another PC. So as far as fitment's concerned, when I got larger hands, so when gripping this mouse, as you can see, I still kind of dwarf it on the edges, but it fits way better in the hand, especially the palm swell here. And it keeps my hand from cramping up over long periods of time, especially when I'm using SolidWorks or even video editing. This raised edge right here really fills in the palm swell and allows me to work a lot longer using a mouse consistently without having to take breaks. Because smaller mice, I tend to hold it like this because my hand will dwarf it. So doing this, it kind of cramps it up over time by having that crab grip. So keep that in mind. This will also suit a smaller hand really well too. So don't be timid by its size. If you want something that's a little bit more nimble, the 3rd gen, so the Logitech 3, MX Master 3, it actually is a little bit narrower, and the rib right here, or the raised edge, the crest, is a little bit more angular, so that may be something to consider. So do I prefer this over the straight up vertical grips? No. And the reason for that is a vertical grip, your hand's basically like this constantly, right? And that's a big commitment for some people. So doing this is going to take a lot of time getting used to. This is natural for, everyone who's used a mouse. This is natural. This is perfect to keep your hand from getting tired over a long period of time. So gradually angling this is actually a smart decision for Logitech, because it allows a user who's used to running their hand like this, even though it'll hurt your wrist over a long period of time, to slowly get into that more natural state of a vertical mouse without having that large commitment. Okay, so the moment you've been waiting for. Would I recommend purchasing either one of these? The answer is yes, for sure. Without a doubt, I recommend purchasing these. Do I recommend you spending that $100 price range for the 3rd gen? Unless you need it for your hand size, I do not recommend it. These ones are perfectly suitable. They have refined the scroll wheels and the side buttons here on the 3rd gen, so that may be something you're interested in, especially if you're using these buttons a lot. But if you have no desire to use those as much, but you like to know they're there, definitely I recommend one of these two mice. But what I recommend is buying this one if you're going to utilize its additional features. If not, this one is just as good. So that's all I have for you today. If you have any comments, leave them in the comments below about any one of these mice that you may be concerned about. Definitely leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you, or maybe someone else could answer it with more knowledge to your question. If you want to see content like this and other content I'll be posting in the near future, definitely consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one.